Hello everyone. So today we are going to work on a way to save the state of the game world. So actually we already have a way to save the character properties. Now I want to implement a way to save the this growth level of these fruit plants. That means when I save the game, if I have fully grown fruits here, it would be saved next time. And if this plant has half grown fruits when I save the game, next time when I open the game, it should have half grown fruits. So to demonstrate that, I'm gonna collect the fruits of this plant. Right now it doesn't have plants and I'm gonna sleep here to save the game. Now when next time when I start the game, only the left plant should have the fruit, not the right plant. Now the game is saved. If I play the game again, see, as I said, this one has fruit, this one doesn't have. But and you can see it starts to grow plants here. Okay, now if I save the game now, next time when I wake up, next time when I start the game, I will not have fruit in the left plant. See, as I said, we have saved the status of this one. Here it's starting to grow now. Okay, so it will work for any of these trees that you place in the world. Same way. And okay, let's see how to do that. And this episode is sponsored by these generous patrons. Thank you very much for your support. Okay, so at the moment, if I play the game and if I go here, so this fruits starts to grow from the beginning and now they are fully grown. But here if I save the game and exit and then come back, but still you are going to see that so now the game is saved. If I start the game again, you don't see the state of these fruit plants is not saved, so they has to begin growing from the beginning. So this is what we are going to work on today. Right, so how do we do that? So this is where we save the game status. Oh, no, it's in the game instance actually. Right, so shall we take a look at the game instance? Right here. Here we have these character properties. So how do we initialize those character properties? We pull it from the player character. Okay, so just like this, we need a way to save the status of all the plants in the world. What's the best way to do that? Right, so let's open this character properties first. Here all we have is data related to the player. Let's create a category for this. Right, and let's have another variable. First I'm gonna change the name sv instead of character properties game state. Right now in the here also sv game state, because if I put the name character properties, it doesn't represent the state of the other objects in the game. Okay, now for the game state, so actually for these plants, what we need to save is this no, not the duration, this growth value. Right, now, so in order to save the state of the plant, I need to save, so actually I can't save the growth because I need to save the time where we were at when we start to when we save the game, because growth is not proportional to the time. This is a curve, not a line, so that's why we can't save the growth and restore the state. So therefore let's add another track. I'll call it time, and here add the key at 0, value 0, and another key here at 5, value also 5. Right, compile. Now we can access the time here. Shall we call it not just time, growth time? Yeah, that's better. Now I'll promote this to a variable. Let's call it growth time, and I'll save that too. And then when I start the game, yeah, I'll do it like this. Let's add the sequence here, and at first I'll set new time using this growth time. So when we stop the game, if we have saved this growth time value, for example if I stopped last time when the growth time is 2 seconds, this will start from 2 seconds if I set the new time first and then call play. Right, now I need a way to save this growth time, and I need a way to load it to each instance of the fruit plant. Okay, so how do we do that? Right, so to this bed let's add a variable. I'll call it plants. Okay, so this doesn't, okay, it's interactable. Right, so let's call it plant because I'm planning to make it work with different types of plants too. And I'll change the variable type to fruit plant. And this needs to be a array. Okay, so I'll make this fruit plants variable public visible. So here I can see the plants array, and I can manually add and set these fruit plants, but I'm not going to do that. I'm too lazy for that. So here let's do this one time. Get actors of class use fruit plant. Actually it should be get all actors of class, and the class fruit plant, and set it as the plants. Compile once. Now you can see all the plants have been initialized for this bed. Okay, so actually it's a one-time thing, so I'll disconnect this because I don't need that to happen again. I just needed a way to initialize the array. Okay, and now in the game state I'll add another variable. It's not under player. Let's call it growth times. Growth times. It should be a float array. Okay, and now when I save the game, here is the save function. Now that I think about it, actually I think it would be better if we have a separate actor to manage these plants. Yeah, that would be better. Okay, so let's create a new actor. Let's call it plant manager. Yeah, here let's go. Let me cut this part. Plants, fruit plants, array, public. Yeah, let's put this in the island. Now if I go here, I have this one. Let's copy this plants array and paste here like this. Cool. Now I'll remove this plants variable from the bed, and in the plant manager now we need a way to communicate from plant manager to get this growth data from the plant manager to the game instance. So in the game instance, let's create a new interface. What do we call it? I'm going to use this interface to communicate with plant manager. Oh, let's call it plant manager. Right here I'll add a function get growth time, get growth times. So this should return a float array, growth times. This should be an array. Now also in the game instance I'll add another function set plant manager. So as an input I'm gonna get a reference in the type of actor, because I don't really need a concrete reference to the plant manager class within the game instance. That will make a hard reference, which is bad. So yeah, we need to keep things loosely coupled. So I'll use the actor type, so we can use the interface to communicate. Right, now here let's implement set plant manager. I'll promote this to a variable plant manager. Okay, now when we save the game, before we save it, if we have a valid plant manager, if we don't have, just skip that part. If we have a valid plant manager, we need to get growth times from that and save set in the game state save game object, set growth times like this. Okay, right, now let's go to the plant manager. So we have plants, and yeah, let's have another variable here also, growth times. It should be a float array. Now in the begin play, let's get game instance, get save data, and from this get growth times. Okay, then we can do an iteration like this. For each loop, using the index get the plant with this index and set growth time with this growth time, and then we can call regrow fruit. Right, so in the fruit plant I'll disable this regrow fruit call that I have done here. So actually, yeah, I can't call this now, so I'll duplicate this part, connect like this, because we still need to hide the fruits, and set it to false, set it to has fruit to false, otherwise we will be able to pick up before we grow the fruit. So yeah, okay, now in the plant manager this part should be fine, and we need to first we need to implement plant manager blueprint interface here. Then we get this get growth times. Okay, so how do we do that? Get plants, first get the growth times, clear it if we have anything there, and for each plant that we have in the array, growth time, we can get the growth time and add it to this array. Growth times add, like this, and after that we can simply return these growth times. Okay, is that all? No, and one more thing. So initially we wouldn't have any values in this growth times, so therefore after this part, no, I will not call regrow fruit here. Let's call it, oh wait a minute, before all this, on the game instant we need to set plant manager also, otherwise plant manager wouldn't have a reference to pull growth times as the reference. So as the reference, give self, like this, and after this part is done, for each plant let's call regrow fruits. Okay. Right, that's it, I guess. And also when we pick up fruits in these fruit plants, now we need to set this growth time back to 0, otherwise the fruits will appear without any growth. So how do we test this? So to test this, we might need to slow down this a little bit. Right, so actually in the begin player here, I set all these fruits to hidden, and here I call this regrow. This regrow for each fruit plant in the begin player too. So if that hiding part occurs after calling the regrow, even if my fruits are grown, I wouldn't see them because they are invisible. So I'll add a delay of 1 second here. Okay, right, now let's test. Okay, all the fruits are grown because we were last time we stayed more than 5 seconds. So I'll quickly eat one here and run back and sleep. Oh, it's already growing. See, now if I start the game again, oh, it is already grown. So we can't test with this faster growth, so let's slow down this a little bit. Like let's set to 20 seconds. Value is 1. Okay, now I think we should be able to inspect this clearly. Alright, now since their save time is 5 seconds, so they start to grow here. Okay, so I'll eat this and sleep. So still it is not grown. Okay, so wait, invalid scale. Alright, maybe I'm having some minus values here. Yeah, that should be the case. We can fix it just by doing this scale. Let's clamp this in between a very small value and 1, so we wouldn't get any negative values. Okay, now anyway, now when I start here, wait, why all of these didn't have fruit? Okay, I'll eat this and sleep. So except from that tree, I should have fruits visible on all the trees. Let's see. Okay, let's see. But apparently it's not happening. Why is that? Okay, here I set the growth time and call regrow. Sorry, this should be changed like this. For 20 it should be 20. Okay, let's try again now. Let's wait 20 seconds to grow up the fruit. Still can't eat. Had to wait. Okay, eat, quickly run and sleep. So when I start next time, all other plants except that plant I ate should have fruit. Okay, see, okay, it is working. See, this one doesn't have fruit, this one have. So, and this is growing here. So yeah, our system is working there. Let's test it some more. Eat here, eat here, eat here, eat here, eat here, eat here. Okay. Alright, now let's play again. See, these have a small, these the plants I ate doesn't have fully grown fruits. Now they are growing. Alright, so that's how we save the status of these fruit plants when we save the game. And I'll stop this episode right here. Right, so as always, project files will be available for the download through Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. So if you like to support my work, you can get the membership of the Patreon club. And thanks for watching. See you in another episode. Goodbye.